go. Come on, goats. Come here, goats. Hi, goats. Hi. We moved the goats to the greenhouse, and this is the first time that they've ever seen snow. So this is the greenhouse setup. I boarded the back off, and there's 18 bales of hay back there, which I think should be way more than we need for the whole winter. And then they're just sleeping here, so I put straw down, and then I just rake their poop. And I'm doing the deep litter method. The deep litter method is where you let the goats poop in their area, and then you cover it with straw, and then they poop and you cover it with straw, and you end up with a very thick layer. And the bottom layer starts to compost and create heat, which keeps them warm through the winter. And the reason that I moved them from their cabin to the greenhouse is so that we can utilize that compost that they're creating to heat themselves to garden next year. And now that it's icy, I don't want to climb the hill. So we're keeping them in the greenhouse this winter where we had rabbits last year. Say hi. Okay, now let's go look for eggs. Ready? Whoa. Today's Saturday, and Monday is the opening day of trapping season. So we're getting ready, getting all our traps ready today, taking care of our pets, and then we're gonna go beaver trapping on Monday. So the lynx cycles are about 10 years long, and when the lynx are high, we're allowed to trap them. When they're low, you're not. So I think this is the last year that we'll be able to trap lynx for 6 years. So I'd like to catch a couple more of those. I'd like to catch my first gray wolf, and I'd like to catch some beavers to make hats. So we can start all of that on Monday. I see an egg. Good job. Show Grandma the egg. Show the egg. One egg this morning. Are you tired?
No.
No, not tired. More? You're hungry? Okay, let's go eat. Look, Mama. An egg.
Thank you.
She says she's hungry. Will you feed her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go get more firewood. Okay, now I gotta fill the front porch with firewood. That's my moose antlers from this year. I put water in a propane tank and then a hose coming out of the top. I boiled the water in the propane tank, the hose went into a garbage bag wrapped around the skull, and then I power washed it, and it came out really nice. Nice and clean. See that? And then I put a clear coat on the antlers so hopefully they won't fade in the sun. And I did the same thing to this caribou that I got with Tommy, if you watched that video. But I'd rather have a moose on both sides and a caribou in the middle to replace these antlers that I found. So I gotta get another one next year. In the previous 2 years, we burned exclusively beetle kill spruce trees, but birch has twice as many BTUs, which is how you measure the thermal energy that you get from burning wood. But the problem with birch is that they don't usually die of natural causes, but they made a new road near Cooper Landing this year, and so they cut down a bunch of these birch trees, and I have enough birch to last me all winter, which is really nice because it means the same amount of wood goes twice as long, which means I don't have to fill the wood stove in the middle of the night. So I'm very happy about that. So now I'm going back to moose camp. It's just me and Berkeley. We're gonna go back to moose camp and see what's on our trail cameras. So I left 2 trail cameras, one on the carcass of my hunting partner's moose. Cody shot a nice moose this year. And then another trail camera's on like a natural funnel. And what I'm looking for is sign of predators. We're also checking to see if there's any legal bulls, legal moose that made it through this hunting season. That would be a really great sign for next year. I didn't record a moose hunt this year. It's just too important. So moose hunting is a team sport because they're too big to move alone. So my friend Cody and I were coming out here every day to this camping spot, and we were seeing moose every single day, mostly cows. But here, moose has to be really big in order to shoot it. It needs to be at least 50 inches wide from antler tip to antler tip, or it has to have at least 3 brow tines on one side. 13th day of hunting. We're coming out here to camp, and we're seeing lots of moose on the way out, and I was really feeling good about our chances that night. But then Brittany called me because she got sick and needed me to come home. So I started to walk back home, gave Cody my tent and all my gear. I was like, dude, you gotta go camping. Let's sit on this hill and call. And that time of year, the moose will come into a call, but sometimes it takes like 24 hours for them to come in. So I told him, why don't you sit on this hill and call, and then in the morning hopefully he'll be there. We're almost to the first camera. So Cody gets to this calling location, a big hill, and he calls all night, no response. And in the morning he wakes up from his tent, goes to the calling spot, lets out another moose call, and then right in front of him, about 70 yards, is a pretty big bull moose. But you couldn't tell if it was legal or not, so it took him a long time because it had mud on its antlers to see if it had brow tines. So as he's deciding, I start walking out towards him, and by the time I get to Cody, I'm ready to camp, planning on spending the night here. And I walk up to him on the glassing hill, and he's like, I don't want to camp here tonight. It's like, why not? He says, because I shot one. It's like, holy cow. It takes an entire day to butcher a moose and take out the first load. So we got home at 2 a.m. that morning, like the following morning. We slept for a while and then came back out here, hiked for half a day to get out here, and then we started shuttling meat back and forth, which took 2 whole days. And then 2.5 days of butchering to get it all cut up and put in the freezer. So that's basically 5 days that I didn't moose hunt. He shot his on the 13th, season ends on the 25th. So now I've only got a handful of days left to hunt my moose. So I came back out with his wife Taylor and called in a bull that was questionable. And we looked at it for a really long time and decided that we didn't want to shoot it because we weren't sure if it was big enough. And on one of my last opportunities, the 23rd, so there's only 2 days left in season, we call all evening, nothing's really coming in. And so I told Cody, why don't I camp? I'll be here in the morning, and will you and your wife watch Adigan so that I can hunt all of tomorrow unless I get one today, kind of joking. And then as we're walking out right at dusk, we see a moose. Cody says, there's a moose. And I took one glance at it, see these giant flat antlers. I knew right away this thing was massive. I didn't need to sit around and judge and look at brow tines or anything. So I basically started sprinting towards it. But the rifle I have, a 45-70, is a pretty short range rifle, and this moose is pretty far away. So then I went back to Cody and I was like, dude, we gotta switch rifles. I'm gonna shoot that bull. And he's like, are you sure? We haven't like judged it yet, haven't looked at brow tines or anything. I'm like, dude, I'm sure, this thing's massive. He's like, okay. I was like, come with me. So I grabbed his rifle, he has mine, and we go back over to this hilltop where I kneel down to shoot it. And now we're closer. And Cody glasses it and sees that it has 4 brow tines on one side, so it's definitely legal. And then I trade back rifles because we're closer now. I really wanted to get one with my dad's gun. And I kneel down, and the moose is downwind of us now, about to get away. So he turns, and then he turns back the other way, and as he's turning, he gives me a broadside shot. And so I try to time it and hit him exactly when he's broadside, but I was just a touch late, so I got him kind of quartering away. Then he goes to turn the other way, and I know now that I've touched him once, I'm just going to shoot him as many times as I can. He turns the other way, boom, hit him again. And then he turns, hit him a 3rd time. So now I've got 3 bullets in this animal. We're going to go over there and check him out, see if he's dead. We walk over there, and after I shot my 3rd shot, I racked around. This gun only holds 5. And then as we walk up to the animal, I rack around. So I just spent my 2nd to last bullet onto the ground. So I walk up to this moose and he's still breathing. So I go over there, I'm gonna finish him off, and then I shoot. My microphone's died. But this is exactly where I was when I saw my moose. He was over there. So I'm walking up on this dead moose with, I think, 2 bullets, but really only 1. And he stands right up. Moose are tough animals. They always take a really long time to die, especially because they have a really slow heart rate. He stands up, puts his forehead down, and charges me. I go to shoot what I think is my last bullet, and my gun goes click. So then I'm running past Cody. I tell him my gun's empty. He shoulders his as soon as I get past him, so he's safe to shoot. Moose falls down and dies. So it's a bit of a rodeo. But we did it, and that moose took another 2.5 days, I think, or 2 full days to get out of the woods. I had another friend come in here and help, and Cody's wife came and helped. Cody's kids even came out for one trip. Yeah, we're just super grateful. We had an amazing moose season. It should be right here. Oh, there it is. I see it. This place is covered in... Whoa, whoa! I don't want you to mess it up. Whoa, Berkeley, whoa. Whoa. So there's the bones. There's the spine sticking out. This thing is covered in what looks like coyote tracks. Okay, so there's tons of tracks on this carcass, mostly coyote tracks. Not super fresh, so it's a little bit hard to tell. There might be some lynx tracks in here. And my carcass looks exactly the same, so they're both covered up in tracks. I'm going to get home, put this on the computer, and then I'll see you guys there. Okay, let's see what we got. Look, here's Daddy in Berkeley. Ooh, a coyote maybe? There's lots of things in the dark. Ooh, 2 big brown bears. Another moose. Decent little... Actually, this one's a legal bull. I got a collared moose on here too, babe. This is cool. We saw so much cool stuff. There's another bull. Oh my goodness, this one's huge. Another bear. This one's really fat. Oh, she's got 2 cubs. So at least 2 legal bulls made it through season, and there's a ton of brown bears and 1 black bear so far. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the northern lights are insane right now.